9-point harness. Grandpa, get your ID. Shortly, because ladies and gentlemen, it is showtime.
You're listening to the Dirt Racing Podcast.
Hello and good day to you all, as it's the finale for the 360 Nationals today. And FYI, because of the heat here in the state of Iowa, everything is going to be pushed back 1 hour. So hot laps will be at 7:45 now. Just to let you know, that's Central Time. So if you're wondering. Last night's results will start with time trials. Quick time was the 6 of Kobe Watt at 16.422. Second quick to 18 over Ryan Roberts at 16.485. Third was the 40 of Clint Gardner at 16.502. Fourth was the 2K of Lynn Jeffrey at 16.560. Fifth was the 5 of Brady Forbrook at 16.591. Sixth was the 2C of Wayne Johnson at 16.599. Seventh was the T-Mac Terry McCarl, 24, the Dirt Racing Podcast driver, at 16.599. Eighth was the 57 of Kyle Larson at 16.650. Ninth, the 21 of Brian Brown at 16.650. 10th was Blake Hahn at 16.687. 11th, the 24T of Christopher Throm at 16.700. 12th was the 7 Taz of Tasker Phillips at 16.717. 13th was the 27 of Carson McCarl, Dirt Racing Podcast driver, at 16.721. 14th, the 39 of Justin Sanders at 16.759. 15th was the 7 BC of Tyler Courtney at 16.784. 16th, the 94 Jess Lindell at 16.842. 17th was the 27H of Darren Pittman at 16.871. 18th was the 1X of Tim Crawley at a 16.875. 19th, Dirt Racing Podcast driver 21H of Brady Bacon at 16.877. 20th, the 49X of Cale Thomas at a 16.897. 21st, the 2M of Davey Haskin at a 16.923. 22nd, the 4 Cam Martin at a 16.940. 23rd, the 22K Caleb Johnson at a 16.959. 24th, the 11N of Harley White at a 16.962. 25th, the Dirt Racing Podcast driver from 15 of Bobby Meitzer at a 16.962. 26th was the 5M of Colin Moyle at a 16.983. 27th, the 8M of Cade Morton at a 17.012. 28th, the 83 of Austin Miller at 17.020. 29th was the 199 of Ryan Bowers at a 17.047. 30th was the 64 Ian Matson at a 17.079. 31st, 14T Brooke Tatnell at a 17.079. 32nd, the 4W Jamie Ball is 17,079. 33rd was the A to H Jake Gupuse as 17,081. 34th, the 9MB of JJ Beaver is 17,110. 35th, the 16A of Kobe Copeland at 17,112. 36th, the 50Z Zach Chappell at 17,116. 37th, Jake Buback in 27B at 17,127. 38th was the 99 Tony Ross at 17,131. 39th, the 21G of Gunnar Ramey at 17,164. 40th, the 2 Junior of Kelly Miller at 17,193. 41st was the 6J of Jet Carney at 17,211. 42nd, the 1CC Clayton Christensen at 17,222. 43rd was the 7B of Ben Brown at 17,269. 44th, the 28 of Luke Venardi at 17,271. 45th, the 17B of Ryan Bickett at 17,379. 46th, the Chase Moran in the 41 at a 17,383. 47th, the 1A of John Anderson at 475. 48th quick was the 5T of Ryan Timms at 17,513. 49th quick was the 4D of Charles Davis at 17,528. 50th was the 83 junior Sam Henderson at 17,578. 51st quick, the 33 of Alan Zoot at 17,772. Dylan Opdahl in the 2D was 52nd at 17,971. 53rd, the 3P of Michael Pennell at 18,098. 54th was the 4S of Adam Speckman at an 18,443. 55th was the 7 of Trevor Lee with no time. And 56th, it did not report to scales with the 47X of Dylan Westbrook. Heat races. Heat race 1 went to Davey Heskin. Second, Christopher Throm. Third, Kobe Watt. Fourth and final, transfer Wade Johnson. They were followed by fifth, Jeff Slindell. Sixth, Brooke Tatnell. Seventh, Colin Moyle. Eighth, Zach Chappell. Ninth, Jet Carney. And 10th, Chase Moran. Heat race 2 went to Tasker Phillips. Second, Terry McCarl. Third, Cam Martin. Fourth, Jake Guback. Fifth was Jamie Ball. Sixth, K. Morton. Seventh, Ryan Roberts. Eighth, John Anderson. Ninth, Clay Christensen. 10th, Darren Pittman. Heat race number 3 went to Austin Miller. Second, Clay Gardner. Third, Caleb Johnson. Fourth and final transfer, Carson McCarl. Followed by fifth, Kyle Larson. Sixth, Ryan Timms. Seventh, Tim Crawley. Eighth, Tony Ross. Ninth, Ben Brown. And Jacob Hughes was 10th. Heat race number 4 went to Linton Jeffrey. Second, Brian Brown. Third, Harley White. Fourth and final transfer, Justin Sanders. They were followed by fifth, Brady Bacon. Sixth, Gunnar Ramey. Seventh, JJ Beaver. Eighth, Luke Bernardi. Ninth, Ryan Bowers. And 10th, Charles Davis. Heat race number 5 went to Ian Matson. Second went to Tyler Courtney. Third, Blake Hahn. Fourth, final transfer, Cale Thomas. Fifth went to Brady Forbrook. Sixth, Kelly Miller. Seventh, Toby Copeland. Eighth, Ryan Bickett. Ninth, Sam Henderson. And 10th, Bobby Meitzer. C Main, your winner was Clayton Christensen. Second, Jack Carney. Third was Ben Brown. Fourth, and final transfer, Charles Davis. Fifth went to Alan Zoot. Sixth, Sam Henderson. Seventh, Michael Pinnell. And eighth, Adam Speckman. The rest did not start, starting with ninth, Darren Pittman. 10th, Bobby Meitzer. 11th, Ryan Bowers. 12th, Jacob Hughes. 13th, Chase Moran. Dylan Opdell was 14th. 15th, Tyler Lee, excuse me. And then 16th, Dylan Westbrook. The B main, your winner was Kyle Larson. Second, Brady Bacon. Third, Ryan Roberts. Fourth, final transfer, Brady Forbrook. Followed by fifth, Jeff Swindell. Sixth, Brooke Tatnall. Seventh, Jamie Bell. Eighth, Kobe Copeland. Ninth, Ben Brown. 10th, Cade Morton. 11th was Gunnar Ramey. 12th, Kelly Miller. 13th, Tony Ross. 14th, Luke Bernardi. 15th, Ryan Bickett. 16th, Charles Davis. 17th, Clayton Christensen. 18th, Jet Carney. 19th, John Anderson. 20th, Ryan Timms. 21st, Zach Chappell. 22nd, Tim Crawley. 23rd, J.J. Bieber. And 24th, Colin Moyle did not start. In the main, your winner was Brian Brown. Second, Terry McCarl. Third, Lynn Jeffrey. Fourth, Christopher Throm. Fifth, Clint Gardner. Sixth, Wayne Johnson. Seventh, Cale Thomas. Eighth, Kyle Larson. Ninth, Tasker Phillips. 10th, Blake Hahn. 11th, Tyler Courtney. 12th, Ian Matson. 13th, Carson McCarl. 14th, Brady Bacon. 15th, Justin Sanders. 16th, Harley White. 17th, Jake Buback. 18th, Brady Forbrook. 19th, Ryan Roberts. 20th, Cam Martin. 21st, Austin Miller. 22nd, Kobe Watt. 23rd, Davey Heskin. And 24th, Caleb Johnson. Brown led 1 through 20. The hard charger was Larson. Once again, before I start giving you lineups for tonight, everything's been pushed back 1 hour due to the heat here in Iowa. So hot laps are at 7:45 Central, 8:45 Eastern. And now the lineups, and these are tentative, always subject to change. We'll start with our scheduled to be F main. So your F main would be on the pole, would be Alan Zoot at 2:42. And outside the front row, the 2P of Chase Moore at 2:30. Row 2 is the 3P of Michael Pinnell at 2:28, and the 4S of Adam Spickman at 2:21. Row 3, the 2D of Dylan Obdahl at 2:19, and the 7 of Tyler Lee at 2:02. And your last starter is Dylan Westbrook in the 47 at 195. It's scheduled, but I could see it being dropped. So subject to change. These are all subject to change. It should take 4 to the back of the E if it's run. E main. Row 1, the 17B of Ryan Bickett with 390 or 313, and the 24N of Nathan Mills at 313. Row 2, the 1CC of Clayton Christensen at 312, and the 6J of Jet Carney at 312. Row 3, the 6C of Logan Calderwood at 307, and the 15 of Bobby Meitzer at 307. The next row will be Alex Pedersen 2 at 306, and Cy Lynch at 305. Your next row will be Wes Lawford at 305, and the 5T of Ryan Timms at 303. Your next row, the 1A of John Anderson at 301, and at 300, the 1 99 of Ryan Bowers. Your next throw is scheduled to be Charles Davis, the 4D at 297, and at 293, the 17 of Matt Allen. Your next starting row would be Jacob Hughes at 287 in the 8H, and the 4H of Cody Hansen at 277. Your next row would be the 9M Ricky Montgomery at 272, and the 83 junior Sam Henderson at 268. And right now, your final row would be Landon Britt at 259 in the 10, and the 41 Chase Moran at 259 with in the 41. Then your 4 transfers from the F. D main, row 1, the 1X of Tim Crawley at 356, Cody Copeland in 16A at 350. Row 2 will be the 21G of Gunnar Ramey at 339 and Rusty Hickman at 338. Your next row will be the 5M of Colin Moyle at 336 and Kelly Miller in the 2 junior at 335. Your next row, the 99 Tony Ross at 331 and the 13V is Seth Bramer at 330. The next row, the 26H is Scott Bogiski at 330. And the 7B of Ben Brown at 226. The next row would be Ryan Giles in the 9G at 220 or 326. And the 70 Calvin Landis at 326. Your next row, the 27H of Darren Pittman at 325. And JJ Beaver in the 9MB at 322. Your next row, the 55B of Brandon Anderson, 321, and the 22 of Ryan Levitt at 320. Your next row would be Zach Chappell in the 50Z at 319, and Luke Finardi at 317 and 28. And your final row before the transfer cars, 53 Joe Beaver at 317, and Aaron Warner 22W at 314. Then your 4 transfers out of the E. Your C main, row 1, would be Caleb Johnson in the 22K at 412. Also at 412 on the outside would be the 4 Cam Martin at 412. Row number 2 would be the 55T McKenna Hassey at 409 and the 53D of Jack Devereaux at 407. The next row would be the 91 of Kyle Reiner at 404 and the 83 of Austin Miller at 403. Your next row, the 7C of Devin Klein at 402 and Jeff Lindell in the 94 at 400. Your next row, the 5A of Alex Vandervoort at 399 and the 27B of Jake Buback at 387. Your next row, the 45X of Kyler Johnson at 372 and the 14T Brooke Tadnell at 365. Your next row will be the 8M of Cade Morton at 365 and the 4W Jamie Ball at 364. Your next row would be Devin Dobie at 23 at 364 and the 17W Shane Goldbeck at 361. Your next row, the 7 at Chance Morton at 360 and Dylan Poster in the 10P at 357. In your final row before the transfer cars, the 3-piece Sawyer Phillips at 359 or 357 and Skylar Prohaska in the 35 at 356. And then your transfers out of the D main. The B main on the pole, the 7BC at Tyler Courtney in 449 and the 5 of Brady Forbrook at 446. Row 2, The 18R Ryan Roberts at 444. And Carson McCarl 27 at 443. Your next row will be the 49X Cale Thomas at 441. And the 88 Austin McCarl at 440. Your next row would be the 95 Matt Covington at 440, and the law firm Parker Price Miller and 11P at 338 or 438. Your next row, the 39 Justice Sanders at 437, and the 14 of Corey Day at 436. Your next row, the 36 Jason Martin at 436, and the 22X Riley Goodnow at 435. Your next row, the 20 of Anthony Macquarie at 433, and the 26 Zeb Wise at 429. Your next row, the 21X of Brady Bacon, or 21H of Brady Bacon, 426, and the Ian Matson, the 64 at 420. Your next row, the 11N of Harley White at 418, and the 75 AU of Tyler Blank at 415. And your final row before the transfers, the 2M of Davey Heskin at 414, and the 44 of Chris Martin at 313, and then your 4C main transfers. The A main, row 1 at 490, the 2K of Len Jeffrey. Aaron Reitzel at 487 in the 8. Row 2 is the 40 of Clint Gardner at 485. And T-Mac Terry McCollum 24 at 483. The next row, the 21 of Brian Brown at 481. And the 3 of Arrington Jetton at 479. Your next row, the 15H Sam Havertine, that's 478. And the Geo Selzy in 18 at 478. Your next row, the 14T Christopher Throm at 471. And the 2C Wayne Johnson at 471. Your next row, 21K Thomas Kennedy at 465. And Corey Eliason 71 at 464. Your next row, the 24W Garrett Williamson at 463. And the 83H Justin Henderson at 463. Your next row, the 7 Taz Tasker Phillips at 462. The 57 Kyle Larson at 460. Your next row would be the 52 Blake Hahn at 458. And the 9 of Chase Randall at 456. Your final row, the 09 of Matt Jewell at 450. And Kobe Watt in the 6 at 450. And then your B-made transfers. Thanks for listening to Dirt Racing Podcast. This has been another edition. See you tomorrow.
Thank you for listening to the Dirt Racing Podcast with Marshall Hain. Follow us on Twitter at Dirt_Podcast or on Facebook at the Dirt Racing Podcast.